Yeah, you know, he's hovering a lot of picks, and you're exactly on the money. There were a lot of things he could have gone for, right? You consider the Leona, but Gragas alongside the Kalista has been a nice duo.
You have a lot of setup with this Gragas because you, as you mentioned, once you get Rapid Fire Cannon as Twisted Fate, you can do so much from so far away. The Gragas helps empower that sort of engage with the cask, with the body slam potential.
That have never touched the game, right? As we are going into the game, by the way, here, Match87. It's today and tomorrow, and that's the end of the regular season. We're already River at the end, which will be useful for when the Rift Herald spawns. But right now, yep, here's that kick you were talking about, and it's straight into the arms of the Jace, and Khan with the flash, but he's not able to get close enough. And that this play, I mean, Canyon, he hasn't done anything all game, and look at this. Finally, they read the play, and now effort's here, but is it enough on time? He flashes in, but it's still not able to land the stun, and Summit will still go down. It does not matter. It's a very interesting response. You know, it's not something you see all the time, but it's basically saying, okay, we're going to give up the bottom side, and we're just going to trade turrets. And as you mentioned, it's about where that gold goes. As we're having Beryl go in there, now 4 members of Damwon, rather, are thinking about diving the bottom side. They will back off on that as the pick on the top. They're going for Khan, and he survived for a very long time, but he will not anymore. As they're able to dive deep enough, and Khan with no flash had no escape and way to get out.
Yeah, and what Live Sandbox are trying to accomplish with this is they're saying it's okay for Kalista to be camped here. She might die, in fact. Teleport and Twisted Fate come in.
Yeah, everybody's down on the bottom side. We're not looking for any deaths, and Ghost is in a ton of trouble, and the cask is perfect. No Devour for you. The Abyssal dive is pretty funny, but oh, he's actually even going to flash. He might actually get out of here now as the G. Yeah, this is the kind of lead that they really wanted to get as well. You talked about it in the draft. You don't want to let Aphelios, Ryze, Diana, and Camille scale, right? You just list every single person there, and you're not happy. As Beryl, he's not happy. Everybody's ganging up on him, and he was just trying to get vision. He had Aphelios there. It was just the two of them. They were just trying to poke their heads in, and all of a sudden, it was a nice pick from Kroko, but you got to be sure about some of your decisions here as Summit runs very far up, as Showmaker will actually stay. Yeah, this is going to turn into a 3-on-2 very quickly. Effort is around. The root is there for long, and you're never getting a Ray from Ryze with the Everfrost. As he'll lock you down into the stun. No chance for Summit to flash that one.
Yeah, that was a really nice call from Damwon Kia, knowing that, you know, there's a very good chance that Effort's rotating up, but he doesn't show himself for so long that you feel pretty confident you can actually get that burst through, get that pick on the Summit, which is pretty massive because they also get a turret with this. Unfortunately, no objective to take with this advantage they have, but it's a lot of money.
Look at this play. Okay. Like it from Damwon. You get the Moonlight Vigil with the Gravitum to set that one up, and then Realm Warp for the follow-up.
What their comp is going to be able to accomplish later on is why they should feel very comfortable as wow.
I like this. The setup for the Devour was perfect from Beryl. It means he might be in some trouble, but he does have the flash. But Live Sandbox, they're persistent. Still on the chase here. Kroko says we can still go, but the turnaround is big as they're going to pick off Kroko. And now the TP coming in. Khan trying to set up the kill onto Prince, but he can't quite do it as Effort's there to help him with the body slam, and Prince is still alive, doing so much damage, but now Showmaker finally gets here. And this will mean that Live Sandbox need to get out of here, but Summit, no hope for him.
This is a huge turning point.
Up right on time.
This is a huge turning point. This is actually where Damwon Kia are going to make a big, big play. And like, it's... I mean, now taking Baron is not out of the question. They're actually going to teleport here and commit to it because they have that advantage right now. Live Sandbox are going to lose a ton of control over this game, and this teleport in here is so desperate right now because you're outnumbered here as Live Sandbox. You've got a Twisted Fate and a Gragas. No one else can even be nearby.
3 guys on the Baron. You see that Everfrost not going to come in. Low health bars here for Damwon, but they still believe they can do it. They have the smite, and they will pick it off, and now Beryl's here right on time. And this is what happens when you try to contest 2v4 and you have no smite.
You have no smite. I mean, this is not realistic. Oh, Kroko. He's going to have to wait for that cooldown. I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one.
That was this is a disaster, and this is the kind of thing, like, the people say, oh, well, experience on the belt would ever start to choke in a big series like this, or going into the most important series of their careers, you know, this one in the follow-up playoffs. You know, how does your mentality get affected by KT? in a game like this where you had full control, then this happens. And Croco doesn't have flash to kick, but he still commits forward onto Barrel, and he kills him, and everybody follows him for some reason. It's like, yeah, you can trade that kill on a Barrel, but you've way overextended here. Khan comes in, has the Hextech ultimatum, and there's just no way out here as Liv Sandbox. You've priced yourself into do or die because you're between, you know, a rock and a hard place, Realm Warp to follow, and then you try to contest Baron because you're like, oh my god, if they get Baron, we lose control of the game, they have better scaling. Like, I understand this decision because if this Baron goes over, that's basically game, like in considering the compositions. Uh-oh.
Barrel is super tanky now. Liv Sandbox, they're getting desperate. They're looking for any picks that they can get. It's Croco, yeah, you've got some cool items, but they're not helping you now. Remember, Croco was 4-0, now he's 4-3.
Summit's getting an inhibitor turret, meanwhile, so that's...
Casually, yeah. And we got Croco, so. He's got that Q, the stun is going to lock him in, and that's going to be enough. The Baron will come in for the side of Dom1, as the Moonfall isn't fantastic, as they now are able to get in there with a Fate's Call, but look at this, Aphelios Ghost is just going ham now, able to root 3 people with that Gravitum, and that might just be enough as in comes Khan. Summit's never able to do enough, he's trying so hard, him and Fate, but in the 5v5, they are just going to get dominated at this point in the game. The Baron and a huge team fight going to the hands of Dom1.
That commitment into Dom1's jungle was really the first domino to fall. That was a set of dominoes falling apart here for Liv Sandbox, where Dom1 Kia are able to get objective after objective map control. The composition comes online, and you could see Liv Sandbox started to choke a little bit. You know, Croco going into that Dragon Pit looking for Ghost. He ends up dying. A lot of small mistakes, a lot of desperation here. And it's not a good look for the beginning of this best of 3, and it's not a great look heading into playoffs. We'll see if they can shore it up after this first game. But Dom1 Kia with a very dominant mid to late game.
Yep. All I got to do is hit the Nexus. They're not going to make any mistake about that. Down it goes. And Dom1, very clean. Ghost, some insane damage numbers by the end of it. And you understand how this gets a bit easier. Like, the Aphelios from ahead just has an easy time. From behind, it can be rough because you're dealing with a lot of pick, but then you see how...
Play that Israel. You know, alternatively, could have maybe even seen like a Xayah here instead of the Callista for Liv Sandbox. Another option if you wanted to go into that late game scaling and kind of front to back after the engages come through. But
and they might be able to do it. We'll see how it goes here, jumping into game number 2. Same sides.
Top Lee Sin here versus the Jace means there's a lot of kill potential.
Yep, going for it. This is what Trundle can do with this pillar as the flash comes in and the press the attack is still not going to be enough. Khan will just be able to hop onto the minion wave. Good timing on that one. Effort level 2. He's mid lane. You don't expect this. He's level 3 on the rise. Not able to actually root him down. As now we have a teleport coming in here, trying to turn this one around. Lots of stuff happening as the Scuttle Crab fight is here as well. Khan teleports in, tries to help for the Scuttle Crab.
He's going to lose
quite
so
work
much.
Out.
This is such a huge lead for Liv Sandbox, using their comp so well. And
oh, they want
more.
They don't care about the Scuttle. They want some kills here.
Summit's here.
Summit, yep, he gets there right on time. And effort may go down, but it's still a 2-for-1. Huge favor here as Summit is going to get fed big time in this game.
Oh, for sure.
Then look at this. We got more action. We got now Khan from the top lane rotating down. He's going to get on top of Summit here, knocking back the Yasuo as the Q is going to miss. He's not going to hit it. And that is massive, but it doesn't matter because Showmaker is going to get the kill anyway, not respecting the damage out of the Yasuo.
We'll watch this one more time, as this is just a really nice collapse. And this is the teleport advantage that I was talking about just moments before that Summit has. Knows he's heading back towards top, but they see an opportunity here. And this is a fight that you want to take as Dom1 Kia because you don't want to get double scuttled, but you don't have the power at this stage to actually engage when you know that you're already outnumbered and Summit is coming. And getting that trade back kill is honestly like the best you could have ever asked for in that situation, as we'll watch this from the first-person view. Maybe we won't.
Actually, we won't. And this might not amount to much because Showmaker's not even 6, so I'm glad we got to see that teleport. But yeah, there's a lot of action right now going for this, especially against the Trundle, who is very ready to go for anything here. Khan hits level 6 right on time, but unfortunately, Canyon is going to leave him to die. And they hand that kill over to Summit yet again. So third kill at 6.5 minutes.
Here, and he's going to have to make a choice eventually. As Khan
It was a bait all along. The Diana's here, but the damage is there as well. Summit able to dunk him. Khan in position, looking for the kick into the wall. They have it. Is the damage enough? Absolutely. The Moonfall just, it's like, how much free farm and turrets and plates is Showmaker going to get in this game? As he's now teleporting in. That's a really nice stopwatch. Save fate. But look at the damage coming up for that piercing arrow. Jesus. As now everybody's having to back away. Prince is not part of the fight anymore. And yeah, you see some of the utility from the Fate's Call and some of the idea from this Callista, but the second he gets poked out, it's like, now you don't even get this one objective that you were trying to get here.
The Shock Blast hits no one. It doesn't have to flash or anything like that for this scenario, so it's going to be totally fine. Teleport going to come through here for Summit. And he will be forced back. Realm Warp this time. This time they're committing.
He has, well, okay. I mean, you know, there's 4 people. And you see the response down here on the bottom side. No knock-up, but it's still a Yasuo. And
I mentioned it in game 1. I didn't think it worked well with the comp. I think the same issues will arise later on here. That goes wide.
Yeah, and they're sticking around into this turret. That is not the play. The Moonfall, I mean, this is what you're running straight into. It's Diana Yasuo from ahead. As the damage is just way too much, and Liv Sandbox are taking fights that they shouldn't, and Dom1, this is their comfort zone. This is where they live. Dom1 are like, thank you very much for your inhibitor.
Yeah, I mean, Summit over here, he has to flash.
He's, okay, this is going to be a pretty close one. The kick comes in, and the Q misses again!
This is the Wombo combo you don't want to be walking towards, right? This is the reason they picked the comp, as we watch Summit in first-person view. See what he says.
죽을 것 같은데?
I'm gonna die. And then he says, oh,
nice,
when the Q misses. Nice. No.
One Shock Blast does a bit of damage to Canyon, but he's going to be okay. Now you got the wall coming in. Nice Solar Flare on that too, but can anyone else get in there? The answer is no. As Fate's Call is used, and now Prince is all alone here. He has to flash over, and effort is going to be the sacrifice instead. Barrel gets low, but the team doesn't care. Fate's got an interesting angle. It's going to force Showmaker to flash the wall. Now he's looking at Summit in front of him, and Dom1 will move over, but at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade of supports, and Dom1 get another big advantage here with the objective of the Baron.
Yeah,
they've been lacking some vision at certain points in a couple of these games. Effort generally gets a lot of help from his team. He's also fantastic in terms of vision score all the time. Not like Barrel's too far behind him in terms of that stat, but so far, doing a good job of holding on to this vision around this Drake, and they're just going to go all in on the Drake. They say, let's go for it, as Solar Flare is good onto Canyon, but he's still able to get towards the pit. Here comes the teleport coming on in, and that is going to be the easy smite. Croc away early, and a massive engage, and there it is! The Wombo combo that we wanted to see. Prince survives for now, but it doesn't matter. They hit their buttons together, and that's what you do with Diana Yasuo. 4 of them group up for it. It was just a little bit too much.
And, I mean, for Liv Sandbox, a lot of you might be saying, well, why do you fight for that Drake? It's not even great for your comp. But what do you fight for at all as Liv Sandbox? You're trying to group up and look for a 5v5 where they have to come to you. And the combo is good. That's why earlier I was saying, I don't blame Canyon for using that rocket belt in these situations. Because if you get the 3-man and Showmaker presses R, the game ends. And thus it will. Dom1 Kia pushing down towards the Nexus, looking to secure the first spot in Worlds here for the LCK for 2021.
Absolutely. We'll see if they can, actually in the game here, doesn't look like it. A couple of inhibitors will go down. And knowing Dom1, you know, they've done this in the past where they're just like, how about we just engage again? But,
I mean they might.
They have their ultimates again, so there is an option.
I mean, Canyon is so close to that Moonfall, it's almost up.
It's a decent Solar Flare, but again, it only hits Barrel and slows everybody else. Canyon, though, is low, but it doesn't seem to matter because there you go! Canyon with 0 health, he does it again! Finds 4, and there's the ace, and it is clean from Dom1. This is a statement as Dom1 come in and smack Liv Sandbox to the ground and secure Worlds as the first team from Korea.
Absolutely dominant performance here in this best of 3. The matchup we were most hyped for, the one that we were all calling out. You gotta watch Dom1 Kia versus Liv Sandbox. Ends up being a complete and utter stomp. You gotta love it. Summit does a lot of damage, a lot of it in lane, unfortunately here. A lot of that bar, but
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season with the POG interview translation, joined by Ghost, Canyon from Damwon Kia. Congratulations on locking in your spot at Playoff Round 2 and also at Worlds. I'm pretty sure you guys were also aware of it. How are you feeling? I think these days we had some great momentum. You know, we were building some great momentum, and also with the victory, we are heading to Worlds, so it feels amazing. What do you want to pack in your career and your luggage? Korean food. A lot of them. Kenyon, how are you feeling right now? This was a very important match. I'm glad that we won. I guess we gotta start, prepare for the playoffs as well. Ghost, you got your first POG of the split in the last series of the summer split. How do you feel? This has never happened before in my pro career. I was like, can this actually be a thing? And then finally I was able to get my one. It's a bit of a bummer, but still, it feels great. I guess this summer split, was a great stepping stone for you. In game number 1, we are very curious about your draft. You guys first picked Rise on the blue side, and then second picked Tahm Kench. And these days, Tahm Kench has not become a pick for a macro play. Burl really likes Tahm Kench, and that's the only reason. Ghost, we had some accidents happening on the top lane, so Live Sandbox had the lead, and you guys kind of turned the game around when there was a moment that you guys are confident to close out the game. The Baron team fight when we won, and the moment Rise got a kill on Jace was the point where we thought that this is a turning point for us. And we had some combo from Rise and you, especially your Gravitum, finding a kill onto the opponent AD carry. Whose call was that? Showmaker. He said, I'm gonna ult to the mid lane and we can wrap around Kalista. So I ulted and engaged with my Gravitum. And we had the voice comm revealed. Once again, another pun. We had a lot of Korean play on words every time we had the voice comm on air. Do you do that in order to be, on the camera or something like that? I mean, that's like a cherry on top to end the game, Add some more fun for the viewers. Ghost having a lot of fun with the puns. Do you kind of come up with new things? Do you take your time to make something new? Not really, It's just something like a spur of the moment thing. But today, we didn't have any of your puns because you were celebrating your Worlds qualification. I mean, he always makes new puns every day. He does have something more in his pocket. Kenyon, do you like his play on words? Yes. I also enjoy Ghost having some fun. But let's get back to the game. Game number 2. Damwon Kia completed the topside comp very fast. Yasuo Diana. Tell us about that. Showmaker said his confidence in Yasuo. We had Khan's Lee Sin missing every Q today. So as a premier jungler who's so good at Lee Sin, what do you think of his performance today? His skill shots was so odd today. We played 1v1 before the series, like the skill shot based champion, Darius versus Darius or Karthus versus Karthus. We did a focus of training with the skill shot training before the series, but I guess that didn't mean anything. Bummer. Game number 2, Jace was scaling very powerfully, so it was getting a lot more closer as we were heading into the game, but we had some fantastic team fight to solidify Damwon Kia's lead. Did you see this angle like while you were taking down the Drake? Yeah, as long as I keep that in mind. Kuro said the power of youth and young blood. Ghost, what do you think of that play? As soon as Yasuo and Diana went in, I used my ult to follow up as a follow-up engage, but I used it in the right time, right position, but the enemy just melted, so it didn't connect to anyone. Taman Kia, what is your mindset heading into the playoffs? Just like right now, I hope we can continue this momentum, this energy to prepare for the playoffs and win the LCK title. Regular split matters, but also I think playoffs matters even more. I hope we can come back to better form and play well during the playoffs. And this will be the end of the interview from Ghost Kenya, from Taman Kia, and I'm going to throw it back to our casters. Thank you.